Introducing the all-new Italiano range of pizza. Pizza Ultimo. Pizza Hut.
In business news tonight, the SLASCOM CXO briefing on the future outlook for e-commerce in Sri Lanka was held in Colombo yesterday. The event brought together experts on the field to discuss the development of the e-commerce sector in Sri Lanka.
The CXO briefing brought together a group of both local and international panelists from the e-commerce sector. Keynote speaker at the event, Jim O'Connor, spoke to News First on the ability of Sri Lanka to expand the e-commerce sector into an industry which brings in money to the country.
I think that Sri Lanka has a lot of unique possibilities. Number one, it's a very literate culture, highly educated society. And number two, you have a very deep and growing penetration of smartphone usage. You have the mobile penetration, but you don't have the, it's still largely a cash-based or credit or non-credit card-based society. So figuring out how do you leverage those or create those non-traditional payment methods, make them work in Sri Lanka where you've got a very tightly knit community, tightly knit country where you can experiment, and then just solving that one problem is something that can go beyond the 20 million people in Sri Lanka to the billion people in other developing nations, and it's another $1 trillion market.
Lavan Fernando, who is a Sri Lankan entrepreneur who functions as a founder and CEO of a company in Silicon Valley, shared some advice with aspiring entrepreneurs.
What we need to do is to work with the brick and mortar companies to glue e-commerce, because if you are just thinking about e-commerce by itself, that's not going to quite work, it's going to delay. So we need to make sure any technology what we develop, we give the customer feedback and make sure they are really handheld. So we got to think about any apps we develop, we got to learn from mistakes from others and not to make the same mistakes. So that's where I think Amazon is a great example to see how it has caught up, and it's going to catch on here as well.